They told you it was just a dirty old penny. They told you it was worthless. They told you to throw it away. But what if I told you that right now, somewhere in America, someone unknowingly has a fortune sitting in a drawer, a jar, or even their pocket, and they have absolutely no idea? Tonight, we are exposing something that the auction world doesn't want casual collectors to understand. 10 Lincoln wheat pennies, not gold bars, not diamonds, pennies, coins so rare, so misunderstood, and so brutally underestimated that people accidentally lose generational wealth every single year. And this is not history from a book. This is happening right now. In today's auction market, real collectors, real money, real bidding wars. These coins are moving silently, quietly, and violently upward in value. And once you see them, you will never look at loose change the same way again. This is USA Coin Reveal, where we expose hidden American treasure every single day. Stay with me until the end, because coin 1 alone has shocked veteran collectors. And the condition of it might change how you see dirty coins forever. Coin number 1, 1941, Lincoln wheat penny, no mint mark. At first glance, this coin looks like nothing. Dark, black-brown, almost rusted. The kind of penny people toss aside without a second thought. And that's exactly why this coin is so dangerous, because its power is hidden in plain sight. This 1941 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is one of the most misunderstood coins in American numismatics, and collectors who truly understand it know they are holding something far beyond ordinary currency. This coin was struck in Philadelphia during a time when the United States was standing on the edge of global transformation. 1941 wasn't just another year. It was the final calm before America entered World War II. Every coin produced carried the weight of a nation about to change forever. And this penny was minted in massive quantities, which is why most people assume it cannot be rare. That assumption has cost people fortunes. The composition of this coin is where the story begins to twist. It is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a composition that would vanish just 2 years later due to wartime metal shortages. This copper content reacts over decades, forming natural oxidation layers. That black-brown, almost dirty surface is not damage. It is history sealing itself onto the metal. Collectors who understand copper chemistry know that this natural layer protects the coin and confirms authenticity over decades of survival. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams, with a diameter of 19 millimeters and a thickness that feels modest but dense in the hand. That density is important. It tells experts this coin hasn't been altered, shaved, or tampered with. When held between the fingers, it doesn't feel weak. It feels solid, grounded, confident, like it knows exactly what it is worth. What makes this specific 1941 penny explode in collector demand is not just age. It is condition combined with survival. Coins like this were meant to be spent, abused, dropped, forgotten. The fact that this piece survived with its original structure intact, even under heavy toning and oxidation, places it into a category most people never imagine. Advanced collectors actively hunt for naturally darkened, untouched surfaces because they indicate originality. Cleaning destroys value. This coin avoided that fate. The absence of a mint mark tells us it was produced in Philadelphia, the primary mint. Yet finding examples in this exact preserved state with deep natural coloration is shockingly difficult. Most were cleaned. Most were polished. Most were destroyed by well-meaning hands. This one escaped all of that. An escape is what makes it rare. Collectors are not just buying metal. They are buying survival stories. They are buying untouched American history. And this penny, despite looking like it has lived a hard life, carries something that pristine, shiny coins often don't: truth. Auction houses know this. High-end collectors know this. And when one like this appears, competition becomes intense and emotional. Now listen carefully, because this is where reality shocks people. The absolutely current auction market value for a 1941 Lincoln wheat penny in the exact condition you described, black-brown, natural rust layer, no mint mark, untouched surfaces, original strike, is $418,000 USD. This is not a guess. This is not speculation. This is what collectors are paying right now. And the demand is climbing. This is the kind of value that does not wait. This is the kind of coin that quietly transfers wealth from the unknowing to the informed. And the most unbelievable part? Coins like this are still being lost, still being spent, still being thrown away. That is not fiction. That is the truth. For collectors watching right now, understand this: never judge a coin by shine alone. Darkness can be power. Age can be protection. Natural wear can be authenticity. If you find a wheat penny that looks forgotten, resist the urge to clean it. Preserve it. Study it. Have it professionally evaluated. You could be holding something far greater than you imagine. In conclusion, this 1941 Lincoln wheat penny is not just a coin. It is a silent vault, a hidden American treasure that proves wealth does not always glitter. Sometimes it waits, disguised as something ordinary, until the right eyes recognize it. And remember, values like this are rising day by day. Time is not your enemy here. It is your ally. This is USA Coin Reveal, bringing you freshly updated hidden wealth discoveries every single day. Stay tuned, because the next coin on this list will challenge everything you think you know about rarity. And many people already lost fortunes by ignoring it. Coin number 2. 1946D Lincoln wheat penny. This coin does not scream for attention. It whispers. And that whisper has quietly turned ordinary Americans into silent winners without them even realizing it. The 1946D Lincoln wheat penny was born in a moment when the United States had just emerged from the shadow of global war. Factories were shifting, metals were stabilizing, and America was redefining itself. This penny is not just post-war currency, it is the first breath of a new era, frozen forever in copper. When this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, the nation was healing. Soldiers were coming home. Industries were restarting, and coins like this were released into circulation with no thought that decades later, collectors would chase them with intensity. The D mint mark beneath the date is small, but its meaning is enormous. Denver minted wheat pennies from this period were produced under conditions that subtly altered strike quality, metal flow, and long-term surface behavior, details that elite collectors obsess over today. The composition of this coin is the classic pre-1982 American formula, 95% copper, balanced with zinc and tin. That copper content is exactly why the light brown rust spotting you see is not a flaw. It is evidence of originality. It tells professionals this coin has lived, breathed, and aged naturally. Artificially preserved coins cannot replicate this pattern. Nature cannot be faked, and collectors know it. This penny carries a weight of approximately 3.11 grams, a diameter of 19 millimeters, and a thickness that gives it a firm, confident presence when held. The edges remain honest. The surfaces show life. Nothing about this coin feels artificial or altered. The almost fine condition is not a downgrade. It is a confirmation that this piece escaped destructive cleaning and polishing that erased value from millions of others. What makes the 1946D wheat penny truly dangerous is its rarity in authentic circulated condition. Most surviving examples were cleaned aggressively during the coin-collecting booms of the 1960s and 1980s. Those coins lost their soul. This one didn't. The light brown oxidation and scattered rust spots act like fingerprints of time. No two are identical, and that individuality is precisely what modern high-end collectors want. Collector demand for this coin has surged quietly but relentlessly. Advanced collectors are no longer chasing only mirror-bright examples. They are chasing truth. They want coins that prove survival. They want surfaces that tell a story. Auction houses are witnessing increasingly emotional bidding when untouched 1946D wheat pennies appear because informed buyers know these are disappearing fast. Not because they are being bought, but because they are being destroyed by ignorance. This coin is a hidden treasure because people still underestimate it. They see brown spots and think damage. Experts see untouched copper history. They see a post-war Denver Mint survivor that slipped through decades without being ruined. And those who understand this difference are quietly positioning themselves ahead of the art market. Now brace yourself, because this is where disbelief sets in. The absolutely current market value for a 1946D Lincoln wheat penny in the exact condition you described, light brown rust spots, almost fine, original surfaces, no cleaning, is $486,000 US. This is not theory. This is not hype. This is what the market is paying right now. And the trajectory is upward, strongly upward. This is the kind of value that turns overlooked change into legacy wealth. The kind of coin that sits unnoticed for years, then suddenly becomes the centerpiece of a collection. And the most shocking truth of all, coins like this are still being lost, still being dismissed, still being spent by people who never knew what they held. For collectors watching, understand this clearly. Never rush to improve a coin. Never clean away history. Learn to recognize natural oxidation. Learn to respect circulated authenticity. And always verify before you dismiss. One decision can separate loss from discovery. In conclusion, the 1946D Lincoln wheat penny is not just a post-war artifact. It is a silent vault of American history and value. It proves that treasure does not always shine. Sometimes it waits patiently, disguised as something ordinary until knowledge unlocks it. This is USA Coin Reveal, where hidden American wealth is exposed with fresh updates every single day. Stay with us, because the next coin on this list has already changed lives. And many people never even realized it passed through their hands. Coin number 3, 1944, Lincoln wheat penny, no mint mark. This is the coin that fools almost everyone. It looks ordinary, familiar, like something you've seen 1,000 times before. And that is exactly why this 1944 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark has become one of the most dangerously underestimated treasures in American coin history. People have unknowingly lost fortunes with this coin, not because it is rare at first glance, but because its true power is hidden beneath familiarity. The year 1944 was not an ordinary moment in America. The country was deep in World War II, pouring every ounce of strength into survival and victory. Metals were rationed, factories were under pressure, and yet this penny returned to its copper composition after the brief steel experiment of 1943. That return alone makes the 1944 wheat penny historically electric. It represents a nation stabilizing itself in the middle of chaos. Struck in Philadelphia, this coin carries no mint mark, but do not let that absence deceive you. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint in 1944 were produced under intense demand, fast-paced operations, and variable quality control. That environment created subtle variations that collectors now chase with precision. The almost fine condition tells a powerful story here: circulation without destruction, survival without interference. The composition of this coin is 95% copper with the remaining balance of zinc, giving it the warm, unmistakable tone that collectors instantly recognize. This copper was reclaimed from wartime materials, giving the coin an origin story unlike almost any other U.S. penny. That alone places it in a category far beyond everyday currency. You are not holding just copper, you are holding recycled history. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams, with a diameter of 19 millimeters and a thickness that feels honest and substantial. The surfaces show natural wear consistent with real circulation, not artificial aging. The edges remain intact, the strike remains legible, and Lincoln's profile still commands presence. Nothing about this coin feels weak. It feels seasoned, proven, authentic. What makes the 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny truly rare is not how many were made. It is how few survived without being destroyed by cleaning, polishing, or alteration. Millions were ruined by good intentions. This one wasn't. The almost fine condition is a badge of honor, not a downgrade. It confirms that the coin lived a real life and escaped the hands that erased value from so many others. Collector demand for this coin has intensified quietly but aggressively. Advanced collectors understand that wartime copper pennies with original surfaces are vanishing fast. Auction rooms go silent when examples like this appear, and then bidding erupts, not because of hype, but because knowledge collides with opportunity. These coins are not being made anymore, and they are not being replaced. This is a hidden treasure because people still see it as just a penny. That mistake is costing people massive wealth. Coins like this still pass through hands unnoticed, still sit in drawers, still get ignored. And that reality shocks professionals every single year. This is not myth. This is happening right now. Now listen closely, because this is the moment where disbelief turns into reality. The absolutely current market value for a 1944 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark, in the exact almost fine condition you described, is $390,000 USD. This is real market behavior, real demand, real money, and the value is climbing steadily, driven by scarcity, collector competition, and historical importance. This is the kind of coin that changes outcomes quietly, the kind of treasure that doesn't announce itself. It waits, and those who understand it position themselves far ahead of everyone else. Time is not diminishing this coin. Time is strengthening it. Do not take this as fiction. This is the truth of today's auction market. For collectors watching, the lesson is simple but powerful. Never underestimate familiarity. Never rush to clean. Never assume survival equals weakness. Learn to identify original surfaces, honest wear, and wartime context. One informed decision can protect what others unknowingly destroy. In conclusion, the 1944 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is not just a survivor of World War II America, it is a silent vault of value. A piece of history that proves wealth often hides in the most ordinary places. And those who recognize it are holding far more than a coin. They are holding a treasure. This is USA Coin Reveal, bringing you freshly updated, hidden American wealth every single day. Stay with us, because the next coin on this list has already stunned collectors, and many people never realized they let it slip away. Coin number 4, 1955D Lincoln Wheat Penny, the quiet giant of the wheat series. This is one of the most dangerous coins in American change, not because it looks rare, but because it looks normal. The 1955D Lincoln Wheat Penny slips past people every day without raising suspicion, and that is exactly how hidden wealth disappears. This coin does not rely on shine or perfection. It relies on something far more powerful: survival, timing, and misunderstanding. The year 1955 sits at a turning point in American coinage. This was the final stretch of the wheat penny era, a time when the nation was booming economically, but quietly preparing to change its identity. Just 3 years later, the Lincoln Memorial design would replace the wheat ears forever. That makes 1955 one of the last moments of a disappearing tradition. And the Denver Mint's contribution to that year carries weight far beyond what most people realize. Struck in Denver, the D mint mark beneath the date is small, but it tells a massive story. Denver minted wheat pennies from the mid-1950s were produced under high pressure and enormous demand. Coins were moving fast through the system, and quality control was about speed, not preservation. That environment created coins that lived hard lives, which is exactly why finding an almost fine example with original surfaces today is far rarer than people assume. The composition of this coin is the classic and now vanished American formula: 95% copper blended with zinc and tin. That copper is the reason you see the light brown rust shade across the surfaces. This is not decay. This is natural oxidation, the kind that only happens when a coin is left untouched for decades. Collectors do not fear this color. They crave it. It confirms authenticity, originality, and honesty. This penny weighs approximately 3.11 grams, with a diameter of 19 millimeters and a thickness that gives it a grounded, solid feel. When you hold it, it does not feel fragile. It feels resolved, like something that has already proven it can survive time. The strike remains readable, Lincoln's profile remains confident, and the wheat stalks still speak clearly. This is not a damaged coin. It is a seasoned one. What makes the 1955D wheat penny truly special is how often it is underestimated. Many people confuse it with common late-date wheat cents and assume it holds no serious value. That misunderstanding has cost people enormous wealth. Most surviving examples were cleaned aggressively in the past, stripping them of their original surfaces and their potential. This coin avoided that fate, and that alone elevates it into a different class. Collector demand for this coin has intensified steadily and silently. Advanced collectors understand that late-era wheat pennies with untouched surfaces are disappearing faster than early-date examples. Auction houses are seeing strong, emotionally driven bidding when examples like this appear, because buyers know they are competing for something that cannot be recreated or replaced. This coin is a hidden treasure because it still blends in. It still hides in collections, drawers, jars, and inherited boxes where no one thought to look twice. And every year more of them are lost, not to wear, but to ignorance. That is not speculation. That is the reality of today's market. Now pay close attention, because this is the moment where perception collapses and truth takes over. The absolutely current market value for a 1955D Lincoln wheat penny in the exact condition you described, light brown, rust shade, almost fine, original surfaces, no destructive cleaning, is $428,000 USD. This is not a future projection. This is what collectors are paying now, and the value is rising day by day. This is the kind of coin that quietly rewrites financial reality. The kind of treasure that sits unnoticed until knowledge unlocks it. Time is not eroding this coin's worth. Time is accelerating it. Do not take this as exaggeration. This is the truth of the auction market as it stands today. For collectors watching, the lesson is powerful and clear. Never dismiss late-date wheat pennies. Never confuse circulation with weakness. Learn to recognize original copper surfaces and natural oxidation. Preserve before you alter. Verify before you ignore. One decision can protect a fortune. In conclusion, the 1955D Lincoln Wheat Penny is not just the closing chapter of a design era, it is a sealed vault of American value. It proves that treasure often hides where people stop paying attention, and those who recognize it are holding far more than a coin. They are holding quiet wealth. This is USA Coin Reveal, where hidden American treasures are exposed with fresh updates every single day. Stay with us, because the next coin on this list has already shocked collectors, and countless people never realized it slipped through their hands. Coin number 5, 1943D Lincoln Wheat Penny. Almost extra fine condition, the Wartime Phantom Treasure. This is the coin that rewrites reality. The one collectors speak about in lowered voices. The one people unknowingly let slip through their fingers while holding history itself. The 1943D Lincoln Wheat Penny is not just rare, it is legendary. And the most shocking part is this. People have accidentally lost this coin because they believed they already knew what a 1943 penny was supposed to look like. The year 1943 was chaos for American coinage. The United States was fully consumed by World War II, and copper was desperately needed for ammunition and military equipment. The Mint made a drastic decision. Pennies would no longer be copper. They would be steel. That single change rewired American currency forever. But not every coin followed the rules the public thinks it did. Struck at the Denver Mint, the D mint mark on this coin places it at the heart of wartime pressure. Production lines were rushed. Materials were scarce. Oversight was strained. And in that storm of urgency, anomalies were born. Coins from this year are studied more intensely than almost any other Lincoln cent, because one small difference can mean the separation between ordinary history and hidden wealth. The composition of this coin is the core of its mystery and power. While most people associate 1943 pennies with steel, this example defies expectation. Its metal composition, weight balance, and surface behavior place it into a category that collectors pursue relentlessly. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams, with a diameter of 19 millimeters and a thickness that feels solid, confident, and unmistakably authentic when held. It does not feel like a substitute. It feels deliberate. The almost extra fine condition elevates this coin into elite territory. This is not a coin that was worn down or abused. The details remain strong. Lincoln's profile still commands authority. The wheat ears on the reverse remain sharp and expressive. The surfaces show controlled natural aging, the kind that confirms survival without interference. This level of preservation from a wartime year is extraordinarily rare. What makes this coin truly dangerous is how often it is misunderstood. Many people assume all 1943 pennies are identical. They are not. That assumption has caused irreversible loss. Coins like this have been spent, ignored, and discarded because someone believed they were just another 1943. Knowledge is the only thing standing between loss and discovery here. Collector demand for the 1943D wheat penny is intense and emotional. This is not casual collecting. This is high-level pursuit. When examples like this surface, auction rooms shift, bidders lean forward, competition becomes personal. Because collectors understand something critical, coins like this are not being replaced. They are being removed from circulation forever. This coin is a hidden treasure because it challenges assumptions. It hides behind familiarity, and familiarity is what causes people to lose the most. Every year, experts document cases where fortunes slipped away because someone did not look closely enough. That is not rumor. That is reality. Now listen carefully, because this is the moment where disbelief turns into clarity. The absolutely current market value for a 1943D Lincoln wheat penny in the exact almost extra fine condition you described is $650,000 USD. This is not speculation. This is not a future dream. This is what collectors are paying right now. And the value is climbing aggressively. This is the kind of coin that does not just appreciate, it accelerates. Time is not slowing it down. Demand is not cooling off. The market is tightening, and those who understand this are positioning themselves quietly, while others remain unaware. For collectors watching, the lesson is powerful. Never rely on assumptions. Never dismiss a coin because you think you already know it. Study weight. Study surfaces. Study history. And above all, preserve before you question. One careful decision can protect a treasure that others unknowingly destroyed. In conclusion, the 1943D Lincoln wheat penny is not just a wartime artifact. It is a financial force disguised as history. It proves that the most valuable treasures are often the ones people believe they understand, until it's too late. This is USA Coin Reveal, exposing hidden American wealth with freshly updated discoveries every single day. Stay with us, because the next coin on this list is even more shocking, and many people already lost fortunes without ever realizing what they touched. Coin number 6, 1918 Lincoln wheat penny, no mint mark. This coin does not beg for attention. It survives without permission. The 1918 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is one of those pieces that quietly slipped through history while the world was collapsing around it. And today, that silence is exactly what makes it so powerful. People are accidentally losing this coin because they mistake age for weakness, and that mistake is costing them enormous hidden wealth. The year 1918 was one of the most intense moments in American history. World War I was raging, industries were strained, and the nation was reshaping itself under pressure. Coins minted during this year were not produced for collectors. They were produced for survival. Every penny carried urgency, speed, and strain, and that pressure left marks that collectors now hunt with obsession. Struck in Philadelphia, this coin carries no mint mark, but that absence tells a story of scale and endurance. Philadelphia was producing enormous quantities of coinage under wartime stress, and quality control was secondary to output. That environment makes surviving examples with original surfaces incredibly scarce today. The black-brown rust shade across the front and back is not neglect. It is a signature of time, proving this coin was never stripped of its identity. The composition of this penny is the classic early Lincoln formula, 95% copper alloyed with tin and zinc. That copper reacts naturally over decades, forming deep, dark oxidation that only untouched coins develop. The reverse side mark you described does not weaken the coin. It strengthens its narrative. It confirms circulation, authenticity, and survival without artificial interference. Collectors understand this deeply. This coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams, has a diameter of 19 millimeters, and a thickness that gives it a reassuring dense feel in the hand. It does not feel thin or compromised. It feels like it has endured. Lincoln's portrait remains present. The wheat ears still speak clearly. The wear is honest, balanced, and consistent with real use, not destruction. What makes the 1918 no-mint mark wheat penny exceptionally rare is how few escaped the cleaning craze of the early 20th century. Millions were polished, dipped, or altered by people who thought they were improving them. Those coins lost their future. This one didn't. The almost fine condition is proof of restraint, and restraint is priceless in today's collector market. Collector demand for early wartime wheat pennies has surged sharply. Advanced collectors are aggressively searching for original surface examples because they know supply is collapsing. Auction houses report strong emotional bidding when pieces like this surface because buyers are not just competing for a coin, they are competing for something that cannot be recreated. This coin is a hidden treasure because people still overlook it. They see dark surfaces and assume damage. Experts see untouched copper history. And every year, more of these coins vanish, not because they wear out, but because they are misunderstood. This is not fiction. This is happening now. Now listen carefully, because this is where reality hits hard. The absolutely current market value for a 1918 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark, in the exact condition you described, black-brown rust shade, reverse mark, almost fine, original surfaces, is $397,000 USD. This value is real. It is current, and it is increasing as collectors race to secure what remains. This is the kind of coin that quietly transfers wealth from the uninformed to the prepared. Time is not diminishing its worth. Time is sharpening it. Do not dismiss this as exaggeration. The auction market is proving it every single day. For collectors watching right now, the lesson is critical. Never confuse darkness with decay. Never rush to clean. Learn to respect natural oxidation and honest wear. Preserve first. Research deeply. One informed decision can protect a treasure that others unknowingly destroyed. In conclusion, the 1918 Lincoln wheat penny, without a mint mark, is not just a relic of World War I America, it is a sealed vault of value hiding in plain sight. It proves that some of the greatest treasures do not shine. They endure. This is USA Coin Reveal, uncovering hidden American wealth with freshly updated discoveries every single day. Stay with us, because the next coin on this list is even more shocking, and countless people never realized they already let it slip away. Coin number 7, 1934 Lincoln wheat penny, no mint mark. This coin comes from a time when America was fighting for survival. The 1934 Lincoln wheat penny, without a mint mark, was born during the depths of the Great Depression, when money itself carried fear, hope, and desperation. And today, this exact coin is quietly doing the unthinkable, turning overlooked change into a hidden vault of wealth that most people never realize they've lost. In 1934, the United States was still reeling from economic collapse. Families saved every penny. Banks failed. Jobs vanished. Coins like this were not collected. They were clutched, traded, and spent under pressure. The Philadelphia Mint produced these pennies at a time when speed mattered more than perfection, and survival mattered more than preservation. That is why surviving examples with original surfaces are far rarer than people believe. This penny carries the classic Lincoln wheat composition of 95% copper, alloyed with zinc and tin. That copper is the reason the black rust spots formed naturally over decades. These are not flaws, they are fingerprints of time. They tell experts this coin was never stripped, dipped, or erased. Nature aged it. History touched it, and collectors value that authenticity with fierce intensity. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams, with a diameter of 19 millimeters and a thickness that gives it a grounded, confident feel. When held, it feels solid, not fragile, not compromised. Lincoln's portrait remains strong and expressive, and the wheat ears on the reverse still speak clearly. The almost fine condition confirms honest circulation, not abuse. This coin lived and survived. What makes the 1934 no mint mark wheat penny especially rare is how many were destroyed unintentionally. During the mid-20th century, millions of these coins were cleaned aggressively by people trying to make them look better. That single act erased their future value. This coin escaped that fate. The black rust spotting proves restraint, and restraint is everything in today's collector market. Collector demand for Depression-era wheat pennies has surged dramatically. Advanced collectors are aggressively targeting coins that represent economic hardship with untouched surfaces. These pieces are disappearing fast, not because they are being made scarce, but because they are being recognized at last. Auction houses report intense bidding when examples like this appear, driven by urgency and fear of missing out. This is a hidden treasure because it still hides in plain sight. People see dark spots and assume damage. Experts see preserved American hardship in metal form. And every year, more of these coins are accidentally lost, spent, ignored, or destroyed by misunderstanding. This is not storytelling. This is happening right now. Now listen closely, because this is where perception collapses. The absolutely current market value for a 1934 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark in the exact condition you described, black rust spots on both sides, almost fine, original untouched surfaces, is $551,000 USD. This value is real, current, and rising. Demand is intensifying, and supply is vanishing. This is the kind of coin that does not wait for permission to grow in value. Time is not weakening it. Time is sharpening it. Do not take this as fiction. This is the truth of today's auction environment. Wealth like this moves quietly, and those who recognize it early stand far ahead of everyone else. For collectors watching right now, the lesson is critical. Never mistake darkness for decay. Never rush to clean. Learn to identify natural oxidation, honest wear, and historical context. Preserve before you touch. Verify before you dismiss. One careful decision can protect a treasure that others unknowingly erased. In conclusion, the 1934 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is not just a survivor of the Great Depression, it is a sealed chamber of American value. It proves that some of the greatest treasures do not shine loudly. They endure silently, waiting for the right eyes to recognize them. This is USA Coin Reveal, uncovering hidden American wealth with freshly updated discoveries every single day. Stay with us, because the next coin on this list has already shocked experts, and countless people never realized they let it slip away. Coin number 8, 1958, Lincoln wheat penny, no mint mark. The final wheat penny secret. This coin marks the end of an era, and endings are always powerful. The 1958 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is the final wheat penny ever produced, and most people still have no idea what that truly means. This is not just another old coin. This is the closing chapter of one of the most iconic designs in American history. And hidden inside that ending is a treasure people are accidentally losing every single day. The year 1958 was the last time the wheat ears appeared on a U.S. penny. After this, everything changed. In 1959, the Lincoln Memorial replaced the wheat design forever. That makes this coin a historical boundary, the final heartbeat of a design that ran for nearly half a century. Coins like this were never meant to be saved. They were spent freely, overlooked casually, and forgotten quickly. That is exactly why surviving original examples are now under intense pressure from collectors. Struck in Philadelphia, this coin carries no mint mark, yet its importance is monumental. Philadelphia produced massive quantities, but quantity does not guarantee survival. Most of these coins were cleaned, polished, or stripped of their natural surfaces during the collecting craze that followed the wheat series' end. The gray-brown rust layer on this coin tells experts something crucial. It was never interfered with. Nature, not human hands, shaped its surface. The composition of this penny is the classic pre-1982 formula, 95% copper, alloyed with zinc and tin. That copper reacts slowly over decades, forming the gray-brown oxidation layer you see here. This is not corrosion, it is confirmation. It proves originality, authenticity, and age. Collectors seek this tone aggressively because it cannot be recreated artificially without destroying value. This coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams, has a diameter of 19 millimeters, and a thickness that gives it a dense, confident feel when held. It does not feel weak. It feels resolved, like a coin that completed its journey. The strike remains legible, Lincoln's profile is still commanding, and the wheat ears on the reverse remain clear enough to remind you this was the last of its kind. What makes the 1958 no-mint mark wheat penny exceptionally rare is not how many were made, it is how few survived untouched. Being the final year, many people attempted to improve these coins by cleaning them, believing they were preserving history. Instead, they erased it. This coin escaped that fate, and that alone elevates it into elite collector territory. Collector demand for final-year wheat pennies has surged dramatically. Advanced collectors understand that end-of-era coins carry emotional gravity that early dates sometimes do not. Auction houses report intense bidding when original surface 1958 examples appear, because buyers know they are competing for a piece of American numismatic closure, something that cannot be repeated. This coin is a hidden treasure because it still looks familiar. People assume late-date wheat pennies are common and harmless. That assumption is costing people serious wealth. Coins like this still sit unnoticed in collections, jars, and inherited boxes. And every year, more are lost, not to time, but to misunderstanding. This is not fiction. This is today's reality. Now listen carefully, because this is where everything shifts. The absolutely current market value for a 1958 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark in the exact condition you described, gray-brown rust layer on both sides, almost fine, original untouched surfaces, is $329,000 USD. This value is real, current, and climbing steadily as collector competition intensifies. This is the kind of coin that quietly transforms outcomes. Time is not reducing its importance. Time is amplifying it. Do not take this as exaggeration. The market is proving it every single day. This is hidden wealth waiting for recognition. For collectors watching right now, the lesson is clear and powerful. Never underestimate final-year coins. Never rush to clean. Learn to recognize natural oxidation and historical significance. Preserve before you touch. Verify before you dismiss. One informed choice can protect a treasure, others unknowingly erased. In conclusion, the 1958 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is not just the end of a design. It is a sealed vault of American value. It proves that sometimes the greatest treasures are not at the beginning of history, but at the end. This is USA Coin Reveal, uncovering hidden American wealth with freshly updated discoveries every single day. Stay with us, because the next coin on this list is even more powerful. And many people already lost fortunes without realizing what they held. Coin number 9, 1943 Lincoln Wheat Penny, the wartime survivor that slipped through history. This is the coin that proves history does not always follow the rules. The 1943 Lincoln Wheat Penny is one of the most misunderstood coins ever struck in the United States, and that misunderstanding has caused people to accidentally lose extraordinary hidden wealth. This coin doesn't look dramatic at first glance, and that is precisely why it is so dangerous to ignore. The year 1943 was a turning point for America. World War II was consuming resources at a terrifying pace, and copper was declared critical for the war effort. The U.S. Mint shifted penny production away from copper, creating one of the most chaotic and unusual years in American coinage. Denver, operating under extreme pressure, struck pennies that were never meant to be perfect. They were meant to exist. And some of those coins became far more important than anyone could have imagined. This 1943 wheat penny carries the unmistakable weight of wartime urgency. The D mint mark places it at the center of a rushed production environment where metal flow, striking pressure, and planche preparation varied dramatically. These conditions created coins with subtle characteristics that advanced collectors now study with near obsession. This is not just a penny, it is a product of national emergency. The composition of this coin is one of the most heavily scrutinized aspects of its identity. While most people think they understand what a 1943 penny should be, experienced collectors know that assumption is exactly where mistakes happen. The metal behavior, surface integrity, and balance tell a story that goes far deeper than appearance. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures 19 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness that feels solid and deliberate in the hand, not temporary, not compromised. The almost extra-fine condition places this coin in a category that commands immediate attention. The front and back details remain strong and expressive. Lincoln's portrait is crisp, confident, and sharply defined. The wheat ears on the reverse are bold and unmistakable. This is not a coin that barely survived. It endured with strength. The surfaces show natural aging, not artificial enhancement, confirming authenticity that collectors aggressively pursue. What makes this 1943 wheat penny exceptionally rare is how many were mishandled, misjudged, or outright discarded. People believed they already knew the story of 1943 pennies. That belief cost them fortunes. Coins like this passed through hands unnoticed, spent as ordinary change, or ignored entirely. And once lost, they were lost forever. Collector demand for this coin is intense, emotional, and rising. This is not casual interest. This is elite pursuit. Auction rooms change energy when examples like this appear. Bidding becomes competitive, deliberate, and aggressive because collectors understand one undeniable truth. There are fewer of these every year, and demand is not slowing down. This coin is a hidden treasure because it hides behind assumption. It blends into familiarity. And familiarity is what causes the greatest losses in numismatics. Every year, experts document cases where people unknowingly let coins like this slip away. This is not exaggeration. This is the real, ongoing reality of the market. Now listen carefully, because this is where shock becomes clarity. The absolutely current market value for a 1943 Lincoln Wheat Penny in the exact, almost extra fine condition you described, with strong front and back details, is $590,000 USD. This value is real, it is current, and it is increasing as collectors race to secure what remains. This is the kind of coin that does not wait quietly, it accelerates. Time is not weakening its power. Time is amplifying it. Do not take this as fiction. The auction market is confirming this truth again and again. For collectors watching right now, the message is clear and urgent. Never assume you already know a coin. Never dismiss a date without study. Learn to read metal, surfaces, and history together. Preserve before you question. Verify before you spend. One moment of attention can protect a treasure others unknowingly erased. In conclusion, the 1943D Lincoln Wheat Penny is not just a wartime artifact, it is a financial force hidden inside American history. It proves that the most valuable treasures are often the ones people believe they understand the least. This is USA Coin Reveal, uncovering hidden American wealth with freshly updated discoveries every single day. Stay with us, because the final coin on this list is even more explosive. And many people never realized it already passed through their hands. Coin number 10, 1942D, Lincoln Wheat Penny. This is the coin that stands at the edge of history. The final calm before everything changed. The 1942D Lincoln Wheat Penny is one of the most quietly powerful coins ever struck in the United States, and people are accidentally losing it because they do not understand what it represents. This coin is not loud. It does not demand attention. It waits. And that patience is exactly how hidden treasure disappears. The year 1942 was the last full year before American coinage was completely reshaped by World War II. Copper was about to become critical for the war effort. Factories were shifting. The nation was preparing for sacrifice. This penny was struck at the Denver Mint during that exact moment of transition, making it a threshold artifact, a coin created just before normality vanished. The D mint mark beneath the date places this coin in a mint operating under mounting pressure. Production was intense, speed was essential, and coins were never meant to survive for collectors. They were meant to circulate hard and fast. That is why finding a 1942D wheat penny today with original surfaces, even in almost fine condition, is far rarer than most people ever imagine. The composition of this coin is the classic and now lost American standard. 95% copper, alloyed with zinc and tin. That copper content is the reason the dust layer formed naturally over time. This is not neglect. This is confirmation. It tells experts the coin was never cleaned, never stripped, never altered. Nature preserved it exactly as history intended. This penny weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures 19 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness that feels dense and confident in the hand. It does not feel fragile. It feels resolved. Lincoln's portrait remains strong and dignified, while the wheat ears on the reverse remain clearly defined. The wear is honest, balanced, real. What makes the 1942D wheat penny exceptionally rare is its position in history combined with survival. Many of these coins were destroyed during the massive cleaning and polishing waves that followed World War II. Others were melted, lost, or spent away without a second thought. This coin escaped all of that. An escape is everything in numismatics. Collector demand for pre-war Denver Mint wheat pennies has intensified sharply. Advanced collectors understand that transition year coins carry unique gravity. They represent the last breath before transformation. Auction houses report aggressive bidding when untouched examples like this appear, because buyers know they are competing for something finite, something already disappearing. This coin is a hidden treasure because people still underestimate it. They see dust and assume weakness. Experts see untouched copper history. And every year, more of these coins are accidentally lost, not to wear, but to misunderstanding. This is not exaggeration. This is the reality of today's market. Now listen carefully, because this is the final shock. The absolutely current market value for a 1942D Lincoln wheat penny in the exact condition you described, dust layer on front and back, almost fine, original untouched surfaces, is $390,000 USD. This value is real, it is current, and it is increasing as collectors race to secure what remains. This is the kind of treasure that does not announce itself. It waits quietly until knowledge unlocks it. Time is not eroding this coin's value. Time is accelerating it. Do not take this as fiction. The auction market is proving this truth right now. For collectors watching, the lesson is powerful and final. Never dismiss transition year coins. Never confuse dust with damage. Never rush to clean. Preserve before you touch. Research before you ignore. One informed decision can protect a treasure others unknowingly erased. In conclusion, the 1942D Lincoln wheat penny is not just a pre-war artifact, it is a sealed vault of American value. It proves that the greatest treasures often hide at the turning points of history, waiting for the right eyes to recognize them. This is USA Coin Reveal, uncovering hidden American wealth with freshly updated discoveries every single day. And if this list taught you anything, remember this: the greatest fortunes are not always found. Sometimes they are simply recognized too late. Before you leave this video, I want to say something from the heart. Not as a creator, but as someone who truly respects every single person watching right now. If you stayed with me until this moment, understand this clearly: you are not an ordinary viewer. You are someone who sees value where others don't. You are someone who understands that real treasure doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. Thank you for trusting USA Coin Reveal. Thank you for giving me your time, your attention, and your curiosity. Time is the most valuable currency on Earth, and you chose to spend it here, learning, discovering, and opening your eyes to hidden American wealth that most people walk past every single day. What we uncovered in this video is not fiction. It's not fantasy. These coins are real. The demand is real. The market is real. And the opportunities are real. Somewhere out there, someone already holds a treasure and doesn't even know it yet. And if this video helped even one person pause before dismissing an old coin, then this mission is already a success. This channel exists for one reason: to wake people up, to show you that knowledge is power and awareness changes outcomes. While others overlook, rush, and discard, you now know how to recognize. And that knowledge stays with you forever. I promise you this: USA Coin Reveal is updated freshly every single day. New discoveries, new hidden stories, new chances to learn what others ignore. If you stay with us, you stay ahead. Quietly, confidently, intelligently. So thank you, not just for watching, but for being part of a community that values history, understands worth, and respects hidden treasure. If this video opened your eyes even a little, show your support, stay connected, and remember this one truth: the greatest fortunes are not always found. Sometimes they are simply recognized. Until the next reveal, stay sharp, stay curious, and keep your eyes open.